Look at these gorgeous new Fenty blushes. Let's try them out and see if they're worth the money. So they're called their Cheeks Worth Clapping For blushes, and they have 4 matte shades and 4 shimmer shades. It says that they have bold, high impact color, curated matte and shimmer shades for all, airy soft, blendable formula for a diffused and seamless finish. Also says it's waterproof. Very interesting. Resist sweat and humidity. Knowing me, of course, we're gonna test if they are really waterproof or not. We also have a new brush to go along with this collection. And look at these beautiful models. I'm really excited to try on these shades. So this is the 155 blush brush. It is an angled brush. It's quite loosely packed. I really like how narrow it is, so you can kind of put it to its side to apply, or go this way if you want a little bit more pigment. Right off the bat, I love that they have shimmer finishes and regular finishes, so you can sort of pick between the two, or maybe get a couple different ones. We're gonna go ahead and start with the matte formulas. The packaging has this cool, what do you call these? Parallelograms, I guess, type of like slanted packaging. Makes it quite easy to grip onto. The first shade we have here is called Petal Poppin 02, which is a nice silky matte. Definitely looks like a corally pink. And then we have Summertime Wine, which is this gorgeous matte deep berry shade. This might be a little bit dark on me. I'm gonna try to go light-handed, but this I'm imagining on like medium to deep skin. Beautiful. And then onto the shimmers, we have the shade Whatab Brat, which is the shade 08. This is a baby pink with a very silver cool toned shimmer I'm ecstatic about. This one looks gorgeous for fair skin. And then this one I think is the gem of the collection, one of the most unique blushes I've ever seen. This is called Drama Class number 12. It is a purple with like a bluish purple reflect in it. Can you tell I like purple? I'm so excited for this one. Just wearing my RCMA foundation today. I did not set my cheeks, so we can go ahead and just apply them onto the foundation. Let's start with the shade, which is called Petal Poppin 02, which was this pretty coral. These seem quite pigmented for sure, so I'm just gonna do maybe like 2 taps into the product, do a couple more just so it's in the bristles. And then if you have a fair skin, or if you just feel like your blush is always too pigmented, this trick is really nice where you just blend it into your hand before you apply it directly onto the skin. So the pigment is more even on the brush, prevents you from just going too pigmented. This actually looks quite pretty. I'm usually not a huge fan of like these corally pinks, but let's see what she looks like. This brush is really nice. It's loosely packed, so it seems to go really nicely with these more pigmented formulas. The shade is really pretty. I was not expecting it to be like so buildable at first, but with the application method I did, and especially with this brush, it's giving me a nice, really light color. Go ahead on this side, and then we'll try to build it up. This is a stunning shade. It did not pull nearly as warm as I thought it would, and the formula is super smoothing. Like, I can't believe these are in matte blush. They really just melt into the skin, and they don't look like powder at all. I think they really did a nice job. Like, if you go in store and if you swatch these, they literally feel like silk between your hands. Like, they're super lightweight feeling, and that transfers to the skin. It doesn't really feel like a heavy powder, even as I did layer it up. Back with a blank slate, I cleaned off the brush as well. The next matte shade we have is called Summertime Wine, which is the shade 04. This is a stunning deep very much summertime wine shade. I'm gonna make sure to go extra light-handed with this shade because it probably will look quite dark on me, but the other shade was really buildable with this blush, so maybe I can make it work. Oh, the tone of this is so beautiful. It is very cool toned. Yeah, this one is showing up a lot bolder on me right off the bat. This shade is so surprisingly wearable as well, and I cannot hype the smoothness on the skin enough. It is a gorgeous formula. Let's put it over on this cheek as well. I think this brush, or any more loosely packed brush for these more pigmented formulas, if you have fair skin at least, is going to be really key. I'm usually not a huge like you need the brush for the product person, but they really design these to go well together, and I get that feel when I'm applying them that they do really work well together. A little bold on me, but Summertime Wine, this is super pretty. I would honestly wear this one as well, just with a light hand. If you have more medium skin, I think this would be gorgeous, but I love a berry tone, and this is a gorgeous berry. Before we move on to the shimmers, I would love to know in the comments which of the matte shades you liked better. Petal Poppin, which was this corally pink, or the Summertime Wine berry shade. I think I would wear both of them for sure. This one's a little less dramatic on me, but I love a berry. Hard to pick, honestly. Wait until you see these shimmers. I am stoked about these. They look beautiful. Let's get into the first shade. This is called Whatab Brat 08. So this one is a beautiful baby pink. It is definitely high shimmer with a very cool toned silver shimmer throughout. If I were just looking at this collection myself, this is probably one of the shades I would be most interested in. Clean brush, do a little bit onto the hand. We'll apply just the same as we have with the other ones. Expecting this one I can layer a bit more because it's definitely lighter. We'll also see how chunky that glitter is. Is it going to accentuate texture? Look at this shade. This shimmer is beautiful. For comparison, I wouldn't say it's as smooth as like an RMS blush where it's a very subtle shimmer. It's super smooth. They honestly look as smooth as the RMS blush powders, which are some of my favorite blushes of all time. This has a little bit more shimmer in it, but it definitely does not accentuate texture. In my opinion, this is like the perfect amount of shimmer. I was a little scared because it looks almost like a highlight in the pan, but on the skin with that blush, it is beautiful. It's gorgeous baby pink. I love that cool tone blushes and just like cool tone pinks and purples are trending in makeup right now because they're so good for fair skin or anyone with cool tones. Like you could get the deeper shades. Warm blushes are like so abundant, right? It's not hard to find a warm blush, but these really nice cool tones, love them. I'm already in love with this shade. It is beautiful. If you have a skin tone similar to mine, put this one on the top of your list. We'll see if the next one is better than this one if you wanted to pick one out of the whole line. But for the shimmers, if you love a cool tone baby pink, I feel like it livens my face really nicely. At 10 out of 10. Last but definitely not least, this is the Drama Class shade. This is a beautiful, very cool tone, like more vibrant purple with a lot of like blue purpley shimmer in it. I've never seen a purple blush that's this purple but also has that like bluish reflect to it. I love those kinds of shades. I use them for highlighters and this was just screaming my name. This also seems like it's going to be quite bold, so I'm going to go more light-handed with this one. And let's see how this applies. Mind you, I've been applying these over wet foundation this whole time and they applied it beautifully. So over powder, they're going to be a dream. Oh my god, I love purple. This is a very interesting blush shade. It is very purple, so if you're getting this, make sure you love a purple blush on you. I really like it, but I could see that it could be almost a little bit too obvious if it doesn't necessarily like go with your undertones. Like if you're very warm toned and you put this on, it's probably gonna look a little bit wacky, but if you already know you love cool tones, it's so unique. The fact that this has like purple shimmer in it is so interesting. It's definitely giving me like more of a highlighted, brightening look than some of the other shades. I could see this being beautiful layered with the other pink shade, or honestly maybe any other blush that you have, just to like maybe add a little bit of cool tone to it. I think this out of the collection is just one of the most unique blush shades I've seen. I love the formula, and this one is just, if you love purple, like kind of a must-have. Let's try and put a little bit more on to see how it builds up. This is probably one I would use a little bit more sparingly, but let's see. I think this is one of the shades that would be really nice to sort of harmonize with the rest of your makeup by maybe doing like a little bit on your nose, just so it like marries everything together. Yeah, that's pretty. If you have fairer skin, cool undertones, maybe olive undertones, do yourself a favor and just try this. It is so beautiful. It definitely seems like a little bit more of a bold shade. If you don't like your blush maybe looking like blush, maybe not your like best pick, but on me, I think it does look quite natural with the light hand built up. It's a little more dramatic. The glow is beautiful. It is super smooth. The shimmer in this one compared to the Whatab Brat shade is definitely a little bit smoother. It's not quite as shimmery as this one. So if you wanted more shimmer, go here, but this one is a little bit more smooth. It almost has like a, I wouldn't say holographic, but it kind of just gives you that like shine. Now let's get a little funky. I'm gonna layer a little bit of the Whatab Brat shade, just maybe on the backs of the cheekbones to make this shade a little bit more pink. Ooh, yes, these two together, beautiful. I think to add even more dimension, I'm gonna go in with the Summertime Wine shade, just a touch more closer to like where I would have my bronzer. And then now I have more than enough blush on for sure. I do also have their Killawatt Freestyle Highlighter Duo, and this is the shade Girl Next Door in Chic Phreak, which they look like a little bit dark for my skin, but I actually tried this lighter shade yesterday and it seemed to not cast dark on me. So we're gonna go in with this one, which is a nice like pretty pink kind of champagne shade. Not that we need any more shimmer. Just want to see how it layers. That's gorgeous. I almost forgot, but we do still have to waterproof test these products. So I'm not sure exactly how much my foundation is going to affect the waterproof test. So I also have a swatch of one of the matte shades and the shimmer shades on my hand with no other product. So we'll see if that makes a difference. Like, is it waterproof on top of foundation or just on its own? Got my handy dandy spray bottle here, and I'm just gonna go to town. Okay, this is so weird. You can actually see the water like beading off of it. That is bizarre. It's kind of creeping me out. So now I'm just taking a clean tissue. Just gonna pat onto it. Oh my god, literally none of it came off. What the heck? I was not expecting that. They were not playing with that claim because it literally beaded off of the powder. That was really bizarre almost. Let me go ahead and do that on my hand. So hopefully you'll be able to see that it kind of just beads right off of the blush. And then when you pat it off, nothing. I wonder if I rub it, what's gonna happen? Okay, yeah. If you do rub it, you can see a little bit of it started to come off. But even when it's wet and I'm rubbing it, that's how much pigment is left behind, which is almost entirely what it was originally. The shimmery one seems to be coming off a little bit more. Maybe just because it's lighter. Well, heck yeah. These are definitely waterproof. They weren't playing with that claim. If it's raining or something, you don't have to worry about your blush running off, which also means that the claims of humidity and sweat proofness is also probably pretty dang true, which is so interesting for a blush. I wonder what's in here that made them so waterproof, because it's waterproof, not water resistant, which is like the highest type of waterproof claim, right? Water resistant just means that it can resist water, maybe up to a certain amount of time, but waterproof is like water is not going to affect these on the face, and that was just really interesting to see. Okay, overall, it's been really hard to like live up to my blush standards ever since I tried the RMS blushes, because those are amazing. They're beautifully shimmery. They don't enhance texture. They're just so smoothing and gorgeous, but these, I would say, are definitely right at the top with the RMS blushes now. Some of the shades are a little bit more shimmery, like that Girl Next Door shade, but it is so smooth. I would say these two shimmers are my favorite. I think maybe it's just the tones that I'm liking a little bit more. I just love a shimmer blush as well, but the matte formulas are silky and gorgeous and smooth. So really can't say enough good things about these. I wasn't super excited when these came out. I feel like everyone is releasing blushes, but with these more like unique, fun shades, if they catch your eye, for sure, check them out. Packaging feels really nice. Formulas are beautiful. I think you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. A little bit more pricey, but honestly, beautiful, beautiful formulas. And now that we've tried everything, let me know your favorite shade out of the whole collection. I would love to chat with you in the comments below. Also, let me know if you're thinking of picking these up or if it's a pass for you. Maybe you have too much blush, but kind of no such thing. Everything I used and mentioned will be linked below, including the makeup I have on my face today. I'm gonna pop another video on the screen here so we can keep hanging out. You don't have to leave quite yet. I'll see you over there. Bye.